You think you've given everything? Think again. You're at 98%, but that last 2%, that's where legends are made. It's easy to quit when it gets hard, easy to slow down when the finish line is in sight. But the difference between ordinary and unstoppable isn't in the first 98%, it's in the last 2%. Step 1. Discipline is the multiplier. Discipline is not a concept reserved for the elite. It is not a trait that only a few are born with. Discipline is a choice, a conscious decision made every single day, in every single moment, that separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. It is the multiplier that takes ordinary effort and transforms it into extraordinary results. Talent, luck, and raw ability may get someone to the starting line, but discipline is what drives them to the finish line and beyond. Without discipline, potential remains just that, potential. With discipline, even the smallest actions, repeated consistently, compound into unstoppable momentum that carries a person past limits they once thought unbreakable. Discipline is not glamorous. It is not about motivation or inspiration or feeling good in the moment. It is about doing what must be done, even when it is hard, even when every fiber of your body screams to quit. It is waking up early when the world is still asleep, pushing through fatigue when everyone else has stopped, and making the choices that are uncomfortable, inconvenient, and often unseen. It is choosing consistency over convenience, action over excuses, and execution over intention. Discipline transforms routine into progress. Every day, every rep, every step forward builds on the last, creating an unstoppable force that outpaces talent and outlasts motivation. The true power of discipline lies in its compounding effect. Small, disciplined actions, repeated day after day, week after week, create results that are disproportionate to the effort invested. It is the final push when others have given up, the extra mile when the easy path beckons, and the relentless attention to detail that ensures no opportunity is wasted. Discipline multiplies effort because it forces you to continue when the easy choice is to stop, to maintain focus when distraction tempts you, and to act when hesitation paralyzes others. It is the silent engine behind every success story, the invisible force that ensures that preparation meets opportunity and that potential becomes achievement. Discipline is also a mindset. It is a refusal to negotiate with weakness, doubt, or fear. It is the recognition that results are not handed out. They are earned painstakingly, one disciplined action at a time. Every choice, every decision, every sacrifice feeds into a larger system of excellence. It is not about doing what is easy, it is about doing what is necessary. It is about pushing past comfort, beyond excuses, and through every barrier that stands between you and your goals. When discipline becomes ingrained, it does not just influence performance. It defines character, builds resilience, and magnifies every ounce of effort you put into your craft. Step 2. Consistency beats talent. Consistency beats talent because talent is fleeting, unpredictable, and often unreliable. Talent may open doors, but it will not keep them open. Talent can start the race, but it does not guarantee a finish. Consistency, on the other hand, is relentless. It is a force that does not tire, does not waver, and does not depend on mood, luck, or external circumstances. Consistency is the engine that drives progress forward day after day, inch by inch, until what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. The world is full of talented individuals who never achieve greatness because they show up sporadically, only when it feels convenient, only when motivation strikes. But consistent action, repeated without fail, accumulates into mastery, resilience, and undeniable results that talent alone can never produce. Consistency is about showing up even when no one is watching, even when progress feels invisible, and even when the outcome is uncertain. It is about committing to a process, a routine, and a standard, knowing that small, repeated actions compound into monumental achievements over time. While talent can give someone a head start, it is consistency that determines who crosses the finish line first. Talent may allow for occasional brilliance, but consistency builds empires, creates legacies, and defines champions. It is the quiet, disciplined effort, repeated day in and day out, that separates the ordinary from the exceptional. No matter how gifted someone is, without consistency, their potential will remain unrealized, their abilities underdeveloped, and their goals perpetually out of reach. The power of consistency lies in its predictability and reliability. Talent can be erratic. It can shine brightly one day and fade the next. Consistency, however, is dependable. It is a system that rewards discipline, resilience, and persistence. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds upon the last, creating momentum that cannot easily be stopped. The cumulative effect of consistent effort is far greater than sporadic bursts of talent or inspiration. Champions, leaders, and high achievers understand this principle. They know that results are not measured by a single moment of brilliance, but by the accumulation of effort over time, the unwavering dedication to improvement, and the refusal to quit when progress is slow or obstacles appear. Consistency is also a mindset. It is the refusal to rely on fleeting natural ability and instead cultivate a daily habit of excellence. It is the recognition that greatness is not achieved in a single push, but in the countless small actions repeated with precision, focus, and determination. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes and ordinary people into unstoppable forces of achievement. Step 3. Pain is temporary, pride is permanent. Pain is temporary, pride is permanent, because every obstacle, every setback, every moment of discomfort is fleeting, but the results of enduring that pain last a lifetime. Pain is immediate. It burns, it aches, it demands your attention, it whispers excuses, it tempts surrender, it tries to convince you that giving up is easier than pushing through. But pain is not permanent. It passes, it fades, it is overcome by perseverance, effort, and determination. Pride, on the other hand, is enduring. Pride is the lasting imprint of having faced the struggle, having resisted the temptation to quit, and having done the work when no one else would. Pain is a moment. Pride is a legacy. The choice to endure the hard path, to push through the suffering, and to keep moving forward in spite of discomfort is the difference between regret and triumph, between mediocrity and greatness. Pain is the measure of commitment. It reveals the weak from the strong, the casual from the disciplined, the ordinary from the exceptional. Every time you feel the sting of exhaustion, the burn of effort, the ache in your muscles or your mind, you are being tested. You are being presented with a choice: retreat into comfort or advance into growth. The temporary pain is a signal, not a barrier. It is the proof that you are doing something meaningful, something that matters, something that will define you. Pride comes from enduring that pain, from refusing to let it dictate your actions, and from turning discomfort into a weapon of progress. Those who embrace pain, who accept it as part of the process, are the ones who achieve lasting pride because they understand that suffering is temporary, but the results of perseverance are forever. Pride is permanent because it is earned, not given. It is the silent satisfaction of knowing you went further than most, that you did what others wouldn't, that you refused to quit when the world made it easy to do so. It is the mark of character forged in the fires of effort and resilience. Pain may cause hesitation or fear, but pride rewards courage and endurance. Every sacrifice made, every early morning, every extra rep, every moment of pushing past what you thought was your limit, all of it builds a foundation of pride that cannot be taken away. Pain is forgettable. Pride is unforgettable. It is what you carry with you long after the discomfort has faded, the challenge has ended, and the easy choice has passed. Step 4. Excuses don't exist in the final stretch. Excuses don't exist in the final stretch because when the finish line is in sight, there is no room for rationalization, hesitation, or justification. The final stretch is where your limits are tested, where your discipline is measured, and where your commitment is defined. Every excuse you've told yourself up until this point, "I'm too tired, I can't do it, I'll start tomorrow," disappears when you realize that the outcome depends entirely on your actions in this moment. The final stretch doesn't wait for motivation, it doesn't care about feelings, and it doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards execution, relentless effort, and an unwavering refusal to quit. In these critical moments, excuses are not just irrelevant, they are detrimental. They slow you down, distract you, and keep you from achieving what you are capable of. The final stretch is where champions are forged. It's easy to keep going when energy is high, conditions are favorable, and progress feels natural. But the last stretch, the moment when your body is screaming, your mind is fatigued, and your surroundings are indifferent, is where greatness is decided. There is no time to justify stopping or to rationalize failure. There is only action. Excuses cannot carry weight where results are demanded. Every hesitation, every reason to quit, every attempt to shift responsibility onto circumstances or others is a step backward. The final stretch exposes weakness, and the absence of excuses exposes strength. The people who succeed, who cross the line with pride and confidence, are those who recognize that excuses are the enemy and action is the only path forward. Excuses are a comfort. They give a temporary reprieve from effort and accountability. But in the final stretch, comfort is a liability. The world does not reward good intentions or plausible explanations. It rewards results, execution, and relentless determination. Your goal does not care about your reasoning, your excuses, or your justification for slowing down. Your goal responds only to discipline, focus, and the decision to push through every barrier, every doubt, every moment of weakness. Excuses are the tools of those who settle. Those who refuse to accept anything less than victory understand that in the final stretch, excuses are irrelevant because there is nothing left to justify. It is all action, all effort, all commitment, and nothing else. The final stretch is a test of character. It strips away pretense, removes comfort, and exposes your true will. There is no room for rationalization, no tolerance for weakness, and no reward for hesitation. Every step you take in this critical phase defines you, and every action or inaction determines whether you succeed or fail. Step 5. Small differences, massive impact. Small differences create massive impact because greatness is not achieved in grand gestures alone. It is built in the details, in the minute decisions, and in the tiny actions that most people overlook. Success is rarely the result of a single monumental effort. It is the accumulation of countless small, consistent choices executed with precision, focus, and discipline. The small differences are what separate the good from the great, the average from the elite, and the fleeting from the enduring. Every extra rep, every additional hour of preparation, every small adjustment in technique, mindset, or strategy compounds over time into results that are disproportionate to the effort. People often underestimate the power of incremental progress, but those who understand it know that small differences are not minor. They are the multiplier that turns effort into excellence. Attention to detail is where small differences matter most. It is the discipline to execute perfectly what others consider trivial. It is showing up on time when others are late. It is doing the work that no one sees, following the plan when shortcuts tempt, and maintaining focus when distractions abound. These small actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but collectively, they create momentum, mastery, and unmatched results. The final 2% of effort, the meticulous attention to what others ignore, the willingness to do what is uncomfortable. These are the small differences that have the power to change everything. Every champion, every leader, every high performer understands that excellence is the sum of tiny, relentless actions performed consistently over time. Small differences also shape character and mindset. They cultivate patience, resilience, and persistence. They teach you that victory is not a sudden surge, but a steady, intentional march forward. It is the decision to hold yourself to higher standards, to refuse mediocrity, and to embrace the work others avoid. Small differences in attitude, effort, and persistence accumulate into results that cannot be replicated by talent or luck alone. They force you to refine, adjust, and improve in ways that compound into mastery. The elite understand that the margin between success and failure, between ordinary and extraordinary, is razor thin, and it is in that margin, the details, the final touches, the relentless refinement, where massive impact is born. Small differences matter because they define outcomes long before anyone sees the results. They are invisible, consistent, and relentless. They require discipline, focus, and an unwillingness to settle for anything less than perfection. They create a foundation that is unshakable, momentum that is unstoppable, and results that are undeniable. The effort invested in small differences is never wasted because it compounds into advantage, dominance, and achievement that echoes far beyond the moment of execution. Step 6. Mental toughness over physical limits. Mental toughness over physical limits is the ultimate weapon of those who refuse to be average. The body can endure more than you think. It can carry weight, sustain effort, and push through fatigue far beyond the point you believe is possible, but the mind is what sets the boundaries, what tells you to quit, what convinces you that enough is enough. Mental toughness is the ability to override those limits, to silence the voice of doubt, pain, and fear, and to demand more from yourself when the world expects you to stop. Physical limits are temporary, but mental resilience is enduring. It is the difference between standing still and moving forward, between giving up and conquering, between being good and being unstoppable. Mental toughness is forged in adversity. It is built in the moments when you feel weak, tired, and ready to collapse, and you choose to keep going. It is choosing effort when comfort beckons, choosing focus when distraction surrounds, and choosing action when hesitation tempts. Physical strength can carry you only so far, but mental toughness multiplies it, transforms it, and makes it indestructible. It is the relentless refusal to quit, the refusal to negotiate with weakness, and the refusal to accept limits that have been arbitrarily set. Those who succeed know that the body will always complain, will always resist, and will always demand rest. But the mind, when trained, can drive you through every obstacle, every challenge, and every barrier that stands in your way. Mental toughness also demands preparation, discipline, and self-awareness. It requires training the mind as rigorously as the body. It means embracing discomfort, enduring hardship, and seeking out situations that test your limits so that when the real challenge comes, your mind does not falter. It is the practice of overcoming small difficulties consistently until resilience becomes a habit and perseverance becomes second nature. Mental toughness is not just about surviving adversity, it is about thriving under it, using it as fuel to push harder, go further, and achieve more than anyone thought possible. Mental toughness over physical limits is what separates the elite from the rest. It is the recognition that pain, fatigue, and difficulty are not obstacles, but opportunities. It is the ability to perform when the body protests, when motivation fades, and when circumstances are unfavorable. It is the unwavering belief that limits are not fixed, that failure is temporary, and that achievement belongs to those willing to endure, persevere, and fight past every barrier. Mental toughness turns weakness into strength, doubt into action, and ordinary effort into extraordinary results. That last 2% is everything. When your body wants to quit and your mind doubts, push harder, embrace the pain, ignore the excuses, and finish stronger than anyone thought possible. Own it, fight for it, and make it count.